Hey, yo, welcome back to Driver View. Yeah, I'm sitting here in the door getting loaded. You know, I usually don't do no pickups, but they needed me to do some pickups today, so I'm doing pickups today, so you know it is what it is. Not putting no mileage on my truck because everything right around the corner that I got to pick up. But besides that, I'm making this video because I don't know, I keep seeing this come across my timeline. You know, I follow other truckers, and everybody talking about leasing trucks. I don't know, man. You know, from my experience, you know, I was a lease purchase person too. I had a good experience, you know. I eventually paid off my truck. I paid it off early. But I also seen some people who didn't succeed with lease purchase. And my opinion on that is, I think a lot of people get into it with not understanding that you actually own the truck. It's like going to a car lot, picking out a vehicle, and you leasing that car till you pay it off. But while you paying off the car, you still got maintenance on it. So I think a lot of people get it confused and not really, they don't really understand how it works. Because you got to look at it this way too. A lot of people get brand new vehicles and they just let them run down. They don't get oil changes, don't change the tire. If a problem to come up, they can't afford it because they get their paychecks and they spend it doing whatever they want to do, partying or whatever, however they spend their money. But the concept is the same. Once you get it, it's yours. You have to take care of it. You got to maintain it. So a lot of people get in this and they get the money and they see a large check and hey, they go blow it. Hey, don't get me wrong now. Before I became a lease operator, my first 2 years in trucking, man, I blew every dime I had. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Listen, I blew everything. Every time I went home, not even going home. Hell, just up here in Chicago, I had some off time. Hey, man, I'm hitting every restaurant around here. This before I came vegetarian, but I hit every restaurant. I hit all the places everybody talked about. I tried every food from the east to the south side, to the north, east, everywhere. I always ate out. I'm going to clubs, bars, strip clubs. Man, I was doing everything. Just hanging out, just whatever. Then go home and I'm doing the same thing. I'm still, yeah, I'm partying, man. I'm hanging out. You know, paying my bills. Man, listen, I ain't have no money. I didn't have a kid at the time either. So, hey, man, I didn't save no money whatsoever. So I got all the partying and all that out the way as a company driver. Because I knew once I became a lease driver, it was gonna be different. So when I became a lease driver, you know, I understood what I had to do. I had to work harder. I had to go harder. I already was going hard as a company driver, and I said if I take the same concept as a company driver and put it to a lease, being a lease driver, becoming an owner operator, whatever, however you want to put it. Hey, I'll be good. That's all I thought about. I'm like, man, I'm working all these, doing all these miles, doing all these stops. Man, I need to make a little more money, so I jumped into the lease program. And for me, the lease purchase program was great for me, man. I mean, I was paying every week, I think it was $536 a week, something like that. No, don't take that. Was it? Yeah, I think it was like $500 and some dollars a week, maybe a little more a week. That's with the payment and the insurance. Was it five? Yeah, it was five. It was five something. Then with the insurance wasn't that bad a week. I think insurance was like $100 a week. Pretty sure it was like $536 a week for the payment for the truck, because I could have got a brand new truck, 0 miles, and they wanted $800 and some dollars a week, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do that. I never purchased a vehicle brand new, so why I'm gonna jump in the truck and purchase something brand new? It was 2017 with 130,000 miles on it. I could have got the 2019 at the time, a 2019 truck for $800 and some dollars a week, and the total cost of the truck that I got was $116,000. For the newer truck, it was like $150,000. So to me, that didn't make sense for me to get a brand new truck. That was too much. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. So I stayed in my lane, and I understood I wanted to bring home the most money. Now, did I get lucky and get a good truck? Yeah, I did. I didn't have no problems with my truck the 3 years it took me to pay it off, because I paid it off early. It was a 3-year purchase, 3 or 4 year purchase, but I know I paid it off a year early. I didn't have no major issues, just regular maintenance on it, you know, tires, little simple things, nothing major whatsoever. And it was good for me, but I seen a lot of drivers, they didn't want to work being a lease operator. They didn't want to work, man. They would come in and just didn't want to work, even though they had a payment. I didn't understand that. Like, you got a payment, you got to pay this truck. You got to do what you have to do with this truck to maintain it. And they'll get in situations where they didn't want to work. So the maintenance account, I think it was 20 cents per mile went to your maintenance account, something like that. You know, I really can't remember, but they wouldn't work. That's what I seen the problem was. They just didn't want to work. You know, they took it lightly and not prepared, and then prepare themselves for what comes with this. If it breaks down with a big problem, you don't have the money in your account for the simple fact because you didn't work. You know, the real hustlers, the real ones who got to it, they end up paying off their truck. You know, there's a few of us up here got our trucks at the same time, and guess what? All of us paid off our truck, and paid it off early, because we worked. We did what we had to do. We sacrificed not spending a lot of money, understanding that one breakdown, that could take out your whole maintenance account. And you definitely have to get with a good company that does lease purchases. See, the company I work for now, they don't do lease purchases no more. They stopped. I got in, I was the last one. It was like 3 of us. We was the last one to get into the lease purchase program. They did away with it because they got tired of drivers not maintaining the equipment, and when they turn it back in, guess what? They have to fix everything. Then a lot of drivers kept building up their maintenance account in the negative. Something happened, they don't have the money, and they'll fix it for them, and it just got to the point that it wasn't even worth it for them to continuously do it. And why would I pay more? Why would I keep getting lease purchases, people? I mean, it works for them. They pay the truck that they get. You know, they don't have to worry about paying it and everything. But at the end of the day, it's cheaper to have a company driver. Company driver gonna drive the same amount of miles and get paid less. So I was truly blessed to get in when it was when they were actually doing it. You know, but I still see these drivers coming in. It was a point of time, man. These drivers were coming, and everybody I talked to was like, man, I'm trading in my truck. I'm trading in my truck. I don't get enough miles. They don't give me enough miles to make the money to pay off the truck. You know, I understand that too. So, but then you ask them how much their truck payments was, and their truck payment was $1,200 a week. That's just the truck payment, not including the insurance that was probably $200 a week. So you were averaging $1,400 off rip, just to own this truck. And that didn't make sense to me. Like, why would you do that? There's no way I would have did that. If I would have had to pay that much a week to get a truck, I might as well go buy me a truck for a financial company and get a truck that way. But everybody's credit is not good, so I understood that way it was an easy way to get in. You know, so a lot of people got caught in that situation. To me, only thing I knew was I need to pay off this truck. If I pay off this truck, it's more money in my pocket. That's all I knew. So that's what I did. I worked, made sure I stayed out, did what I had to do until I got done with the truck, paying for the truck. And man, you know, once the truck got paid off, it's been sweet. I don't have to worry about that no more. You know, no complaints for me when it comes to that. You know, but I looked at it differently from a lot of people. A lot of people just wanted to jump out here and just be like, oh yeah, I'm in a lease purchase program, man. I got my truck. But yet you paying so much to have this truck that your checks come back to be $500, $600 a week. How can anybody survive on that? You coming in making less than what the company drivers are making. And that just didn't make no sense, just to say that I own, not even own, just lease a truck. You're leasing to own the truck. So it's just different. It's different situations for everybody, but I think the number one key thing is get with a good company that actually did it. But I don't even know a lot of companies that still do lease purchases. You know, I see some of these people that I follow, see Prime Prime still does it, you know. And being with some of these big companies, man, you got to have a good dispatcher. You got to have a good dispatcher, because that's the only way you're gonna make money. I was blessed with great dispatchers. I have never had a bad dispatcher with this company. And my dispatcher, man, once I was working with him when I was a company driver, so once I became a lease operator, some of the things I was doing and some of the runs I was doing didn't make sense. And it didn't make dollars. The dollars didn't make sense, you know. Sense didn't make dollars, however you put it. And we sat down, we talked. I let them know, hey, I can't do these runs no more. I can't do it, because I used to have them run going from Florida to Minnesota as a company driver, and I used to do stops. And I have, on total, I probably have 30 stops. Now that's with me going up there, and I have 7 stops, and I drop that trailer, or do a pickup, drop that trailer at the rail yard, and pick up 2 more trailers during that week being up in Minnesota. But the best thing about that was I got paid to unload, and I was delivering juice, and the juice pallets was, man, that was sweet. I go to these companies, pull it off, they just count it, 40 on top, all the way down. So boom, they'll count it. Now if they needed me to unload it, break it down or whatever, hey, that's easy. They had a forklift come over, and I just slide it over. It's juice. You just slide the juice right over, break it down, all the way down. And I have 2-3 pallets. I'll be in there 20 minutes, tops, getting paid to do that. And that was lovely, man. I can't even lie. That pushed my regular income up real nicely, getting paid. I was getting paid, already getting paid. Then it was what, $35 a stop, which now wouldn't be worth nothing. But then it was sweet, because I'm getting paid $35 per stop, $35 to unload. That's $70 per stop. I'm doing 30 deliveries, so you calculate that up, plus my mileage. It was lovely. But when I became a lease operator, I had to stop, because I couldn't make no money doing the deliveries, because even though my pay increased for deliveries, for each stop it went up, but the sweet part about it was I was able to unload. So being able to unload helped out a whole lot. So in my mind, when I did get to become a lease operator, I'm like, well, shit, they paying me this amount of money to unload, and this amount of money for per stop. So now if they put it together, oh, that's 140. Oh, that's 140 per stop. 30 stops. You do the math. Well, it hurt my heart when he told me, no, we ain't gonna pay you like that. No, we can't do it like that, man. We ain't gonna let you make money like that. So after doing my calculations, I'm like, hold on, it don't make no sense for me to drive from Florida to Minnesota and do all these stops. I'm not making no money. I'm not making no money. So I sat down with my dispatcher, man. We put a plan together, and hey, I made it work. I had to stop doing that, but that was cool. You know, I switched it up, and that's only because I had a good dispatcher. If I would have had a garbage dispatcher, like some people have. I'm not gonna say no names, but some of them have, and they hate working for him because just the way he operated. My dispatcher, man, he didn't believe in wasted time. When you was done, boom, next load already ready to go. And if you did call and he didn't have it ready, he calling you back within 10 minutes, letting you know what you're doing. That's a good dispatcher. So I did get blessed with having a good dispatcher when I was doing my lease, and I'm still blessed with having good dispatchers right now, and blessed with working with a company that hasn't done me wrong. You know, and that's a good key point to doing this leasing, man. It's the company that you get with, and the dispatcher that you work for. Those two things, if you got those two things, man, I would advise you to do a lease purchase. If you don't have those two things, I wouldn't advise you to do a lease purchase. If you already with a company, you having problems as a company driver, why would you sign up for a lease purchase? That wouldn't make no sense. So you got to be careful when you out here trying to do a lease purchase with the company, with all these companies, because they'll run you from the East Coast to the West Coast, and you made $1,500 on the trip. Don't make no sense because they're hitting you with all these deductions. That's another thing too. The deductions I had, when I hear some of these people talking about the deductions that they have with the trucking company that they're with, it's amazing, man. Their deductions could be down there just as high as the damn truck payment, and that don't make. To each his own. When it comes to that, some people do it. If that's what you do, hey, that's what you like. You like it, I love it. That's up to you. But yeah, I just wanted to come in and make this video, man, about what I think of these purchases. You know, like I said, it was good to me, but y'all got to be careful with who you jump out here with these lease purchases. And please look at everything that you, all the deductions that you got to pay, and the payments. You got to look at that, man. If you're gonna be out here doing it, and each week you pay $1,500 a week, $1,700 a week with the truck payment and the deductions with everything else, you got to think about it. Does it make sense? It wouldn't make sense. It don't make no sense to gross $8,000 a week, but you only bring it home $1,200, $1,300. Where they do that at? They do it out here in this trucking industry. They do it out. There's people out here that actually do it. And I think they fools. But hey, that's them. Me, driver view? Nah, man, your boy wasn't built like that to be stupid. Might not be the smartest, but I'm damn sure not stupid. Not at all. But yeah, this your boy Driver View, man, and I'm out.